Hi everyone, I'm Mumu from Susan's family. Today, I'll teach you how to make the Secret Garden series as Bouquet bag tulip version. This bag consists of the main body, lace fabric pieces, decorative flowers, and accessories. Let's start with the main body. We will use the magic ring method to cast on, then crochet in rounds counterclockwise. During the process, you need to add an acrylic board. Several crochet stitches will be applicated, and they are all marked on the chart, so I won't list them one by one here. Please watch as I demonstrate the specific crocheting method. Start with a magic ring. Take out the corresponding yarn. Here, for convenience in watching, I'll use cotton yarn for the demonstration. The colors are random. For specific yarn, color schemes, and crochet hook sizes, please refer to the detail page of our product and the paper instructions. Begin with a double magic ring by wrapping the yarn around your finger. Pay attention to using the corresponding hook size. After that, work the first round. Chain 3 as the beginning chain for double crochet, which counts as 1 double crochet. Then, make 11 double crochets into the magic ring loop. After that, close the magic ring. Finally, on the turning chain, pick up the 2 strands of the topmost chain stitch. Work 1 slip stitch. The slip stitch used to join at the end of a round should be tightened to prevent accidentally crocheting into it later. The joining slip stitch does not count as a stitch. The first round is complete. We will consider the side with clearer texture as the right side of the piece. Continue with the second round. Start with 3 chain stitches as the turning chain. On the turning chain from the previous round, insert your hook into the slip stitch position, and work 1 double crochet. Weave in the cast-on tail together. We will consider the turning chain and the double crochet as one special increase with double crochet. Then work 1 double crochet increase on the left stitch, which means working 2 double crochets in the same stitch, DC 2 in 1. Pay attention that the left stitch might look puckered, but don't miss it. The DC 2 in 1 is completed. Continue picking up stitches and working DC 2 in 1 as corresponding. Finish this round. Finally, on the topmost chain of the turning chain, pick up 2 strands and slip stitch. Pull tight. The second round is complete. If the yarn tail from the starting chain is too long, you can trim it off. Now move on to the third round. Start with 3 chain stitches as the turning chain, corresponding to the beginning chain below. Work 1 DC 2 in 1 into the left stitch. Continue corresponding and work 1 double crochet and 1 DC 2 in 1. Take a look at this round, it's skip 1 stitch. Then work 1 double crochet increase. We call this skip 1, increase 1. Follow this pattern to finish the entire round. End with a slip stitch. The third round is complete. For rounds 4 to 7, continue crocheting in rounds counterclockwise. For the fourth round, increase 1 stitch every 2. Continue increasing the number of double crochets in between. Pay attention to staggering the increase placement as much as possible for each round. Please refer to the chart and complete it. The number of stitches for each round is marked in the table. Please pay attention to check. Note that after completing the 7th round, fit it well with the acrylic board. It should not extend beyond the acrylic board here. For better close to fit later, it's best to reach the bottom edge of the chain space, or the position of the hole. After tightening, it will look neat and flat. If it's too small, or out of range, you need to adjust your crochet tension, and rework the last few rounds. Now crochet round 8. This round needs to be crocheted together with the acrylic board. Before crocheting, peel off the film on the acrylic board first. You can use a needle to help here. Peel off the film on the other side as well. For this swatch, we won't tear it off. Place it on the wrong side of the fabric. Start with 1 chain as the beginning chain for the single crochet. This doesn't count as 1 stitch. Insert into the slip stitch position. Above the beginning chain of the previous round. At the same time, insert into any hole on the acrylic board behind. And work 1 single crochet. Then, in the stitch on the left and the corresponding hole on the acrylic board behind, make a SC2 in 1. That is, work 2 single crochets into the same position. Now SC2 in 1 completed. Continue picking up stitches, and the adjacent hole behind. Correspondingly make 3 single crochets. Continue in the left stitch and the adjacent hole. Make 1 SC2 in 1. Work 1 single crochet in the next stitch, and the same space behind. In the next stitch and the adjacent hole, behind, work 1 single crochet. In the left stitch and the same hole behind, make 1 SC2 in 1. We can see that in the acrylic board holes, 3 stitches were crocheted respectively. In the 7th round, following the pattern of increase 1 stitch every 3. Then increase 1 stitch every 2 as a group. Repeat this pattern downward. As you crochet, check the pattern and the number of stitches in the holes from time to time to prevent crocheting wrong. Finally, finish with a slip stitch on the starting single crochet stitch. The 8th round is now completed. Next, we'll work on the 9th round. Start with 3 chain stitches as the beginning chain, matched up with the first single crochet of the previous round, which is also the slip stitch position. Start from the left stitch, and refer to the chart to crochet. Remember to increase stitches according to the pattern. Finally, end with a slip stitch. The 9th round is now complete. For the following 10th and 11th rounds, work even and refer to the chart. Please finish it by yourself. Next, I'll demonstrate the 12th round. Start with 1 chain stitch as the beginning chain. Work 1 single crochet into the beginning chain. Then pick up stitches, and work 12 single crochets. After that, work 1 front post treble crochet. Yarn over twice. Find the single crochet stitch below the left side double crochet. Insert the hook into the stitch. Exit from the left single crochet stitch. Yarn over. Draw through. There are 4 loops on the hook. Yarn over and draw through the first 2 loops. Repeat this 3 times. As you crochet, you can slightly enlarge the loop. The final height should be roughly even with the right side. Completed a front post treble crochet, hereafter referred to as FPTC. Continue with 1 more front post treble crochet. Yarn over twice. Find the single crochet stitch below the next double crochet. Insert the hook into the stitch. This is also where the previous FPTC exited. Exit from the left stitch. Yarn over and draw through. Yarn over and draw through the first 2 loops. Repeat this 3 times. Front post treble crochet is completed. Below, correspondingly make 13 single crochets. Note that the 2 stitches corresponding to the back of the front post treble crochet should be skipped and not crocheted. After completing, continue with 2 more front post treble crochet. Be sure to find the corresponding single crochet. Insert the hook and work the stitch. Work 13 single crochets. Then 2 front post double crochets as the interval, and continue in this way. For the last stitch, make 1 front post double crochet. Come out from the insertion position on the left side. Then finish with a slip stitch. Round 12 is now complete. For round 13, work evenly in double crochets. Everyone can now complete it. Below, I will demonstrate round 14. Start with 1 chain as your beginning chain. Crochet the corresponding amount of single crochets. After completing, work the corresponding front post double crochet on the left side. Pick up the entire front post double crochet, and work 1 front post double crochet. Work another front post double crochet on the left side's front post double crochet. For this round, work front post double crochets correspondingly into the front post double crochets from the round below, and work single crochets correspondingly in all other stitches. Be sure to skip the stitch corresponding to the front post double crochet. Continue to complete this round. Finish with a slip stitch. Round 14 is now complete. For rounds 15 to 38, follow the same crochet technique as rounds 13 to 14. Continue to work even. You can measure the height of the bag while crocheting, which is from the top of the acrylic board to the 38th round. Compare it with the dimensions provided in the chart. If there's a significant difference, be mindful to adjust your crochet tension in the last few rounds based on the actual situation. To prevent the size from being improper, please continue to complete it. I will demonstrate round 39 with a sample swatch. Start with 3 chain stitches as the beginning chain. On the left side, correspondingly make 4 double crochets. And 5 chains. Skip 5 stitches below. Continue with 5 double crochets. This creates a buttonhole. Continue crocheting in this way. Pay attention to skipping stitches. Finish with a slip stitch. You can check the number of buttonholes. Round 39 is completed. Move on to round 40. Start with 3 chain stitches as the beginning chain. Make 1 chain for transition. Insert the hook in the spot below and make 1 double crochet. Then, skip 1 stitch on the left side. In the same stitch, work 1 double crochet, 1 chain, and 1 double crochet. We will consider these 3 stitches as 1 double crochet pattern. Continue to skip 1 stitch and make 1 double crochet pattern. Work 2 double crochet patterns in the chain space. The stitch positions are on the 3 needles at both sides and the middle. Correspondingly, make 3 double crochet patterns. Then continue to work double crochet patterns correspondingly according to this method. Finish crocheting this round. Finally, end with a slip stitch on the beginning chain. Here, go upwards and insert the hook into the 3rd chain stitch to start crocheting. Round 40 is completed. Now crochet round 41 below. First, work 1 slip stitch into the chain space on the left side. Carry the yarn to the hole position. Then make 3 beginning chains. Chain 1 as a transition. Work 1 double crochet into the same hole. In the hole of the double crochet pattern from the previous round. Correspondingly crochet the double crochet pattern. Finish this round. End with a slip stitch in the beginning chain. Round 41 is completed. For the following rounds, follow the same technique as round 41. Correspondingly crochet the double crochet pattern. Please complete it by yourself. After finishing the last round, break the yarn. Secure with 1 chain stitch. Stretch the loop. Leave a 5 cm tail and cut. Pull tight. Hide the yarn tail on the wrong side following the texture. You can weave in a few more stitches. That concludes the explanation of crocheting the main part. Let's learn the lace fabric piece next. Crochet back and forth in section 1 along the lace trim. Then crochet back and forth in section 2. And connect the lace trim. Finally, sew it onto the corresponding position of the main piece. The new stitches used are treble crochet, CH3SL picket, and DC2 bobble. And pay attention here, as the yarn is relatively thin. You can first learn the method, then proceed with the actual crocheting. Please watch me demonstrate the specific crochet method. Start by crocheting the first row of section 1. Take out the lace trim. The side with dot patterns is the right side. Facing yourself, place the yarn underneath. On the far right edge, there should be circles that correspond up and down. If they don't, you can trim off any excess parts. Burn the edges slightly. Refer to the chart to count the corresponding number of lace flowers. Cut off the part on the left side of the flower. Burn the edges in the same way. The number of flowers in this sample is random. Now let's start crocheting. At the third circle on the far right, pick up the circle hole above to join the yarn. Here, I'll use thick yarn for demonstration. You can start with a knot first. Use a corresponding size crochet hook for crocheting. Join the yarn. Make 4 chain stitches to start this round. This counts as 1 treble crochet. Chain 3 as a transition. Crochet 1 treble crochet in the same position. Yarn over twice. Insert. Draw the yarn through. Yarn over and draw through the first 2 loops. Repeat 3 times. Treble crochet is complete. Continue with 3 chain stitches. On the left side of the lace flower tip, make 1 single crochet. And 3 chains. Make 1 treble crochet in the next circle. Yarn over twice. Insert. Pull the yarn through. Yarn over and draw through the first 2 loops. Repeat 3 times. Treble crochet is complete. Continue with 3 chains. And 1 treble crochet. We take the treble crochet and the stitches in between as 1 treble crochet pattern. Pick up the circle and correspondingly crochet the treble crochet pattern. Work 1 single crochet on the corresponding position of the flower. Make 3 chain stitches as a transition. Keep working until the third to last lace flower position. After completing the last single crochet, the first row is done. When crocheting, the fabric is flat. Everyone should refer to the actual project in hand. Move on to the second row. Start with 3 chain stitches. Turn the piece counterclockwise. Work 3 double crochets in the chain space on the left side. And 4 chains. Work 4 double crochets in the second chain space from the left. and 4 chains. Skip 1 space. Crochet 4 double crochets in the space. For the rest of this row, skip every other space. And crochet 4 double crochets. Between each group of double crochets, chain 4 as a transition. Finish this row. After completing the final 4 chain stitches, crochet 3 double crochets in the ending space. Crochet 1 double crochet in the turning chain. Pay attention to positioning correctly. The second row is completed. Continue with the third row. Start with 3 chain stitches as the turning chain. Chain 1 for transition. Turn the work. Crochet 2 double crochets in the chain space. Make a picket of 3 chain stitches. First, make 3 chain stitches. Pick up the front loop of the stitch below. Which is the strand of yarn closer to you? And the bottom strand. To work 1 slip stitch. Slightly tighten. The CH3SL picket is now completed. We'll simply call it a picket from now on. Work 4 more double crochets in the same space. And a picket. Chain 3 first. Pick up the front loop of the stitch below. And the bottom strand. To work 1 slip stitch. The picket is complete. Continue with 2 more double crochets in the same chain space. Continue with 2 more double crochets in the same space. As 1 picket pattern. Pick up the chain spaces from the previous row. After finishing the last picket cluster. To finish this row, after completing the last picket motif, chain 1. Work 1 double crochet in the turning chain. Row 3 is completed. Next, start row 4. Begin with 3 chain stitches as the turning chain. Chain 3 as a transition. Turn the work. In the middle of the 4 stitches from the picket motif in the row above. Correspondingly make 4 double crochets. Note that on the wrong side, the stitches are located in the upper left. Work 4 double crochets correspondingly in the middle of the picket motif below. Transition between groups with 4 chain stitches. Finish this row. After completing the last group of double crochets, work 3 chain stitches. Make 1 double crochet in the turning chain. Pay attention to finding the third chain stitch from bottom to top for crocheting. Row 4 is now complete. Continue working back and forth for the following rows. The technique is similar to rows 3 and 4. There are slight changes in the beginning and ending stitches. The middle section uses the same stitch pattern. The motif positions are staggered from each other. You can compare as you crochet with the buttonhole area below the main part of the bag. After completing the last row, the height should roughly align with the bottom. Which is the position of the acrylic board? If there's a big difference, you'll need to adjust your tension and recrochet the last few rows to avoid affecting the appearance. Once the last row is done, fasten off and weave in the ends. Please complete it. That concludes the explanation for section 1 crocheting. Next, we will crochet section 2. Here, I'll demonstrate with a small sample. Some positions are omitted. There are fewer rows. Please refer to the actual project you have in hand. Start with row 1. With the right side facing up, join the yarn above the lace flower on the right side of section 1. Crochet 1 chain stitch. Crochet 3 double crochets along the edge of the first row of section 1. Then 4 chain stitches. Skip 2 rows on the left side. Pick up the edge double crochet from the next row, work 1 double crochet, 4 chain stitches, and 1 double crochet. We'll consider these 6 stitches as one pattern A. Continue with 4 chain stitches. Crochet 2 double crochets on the edge of the third row on the left side. Then 1 chain stitch and 2 double crochets. We will consider these 5 stitches as pattern B. Go down and skip 2 rows. Alternate crocheting pattern A and pattern B, with a transition of 4 chain stitches in between. Continue all the way down to the third to last row. When you reach the corresponding position, after completing pattern A, continue with 4 chain stitches. Crochet 2 double crochets on the edge of the last row. Then 1 chain stitch. Finally, work 1 DC2 in 1 on the last stitch of the final row. And 1 chain stitch, then work 1 DC2 in 1 on the left stitch. The corner is completed. Then crochet 4 chain stitches for transition. Below, in the last row of section 1. Continue alternating between pattern A and pattern B, with a 4 chain stitch transition in between. Note that all patterns are worked into the middle 2 stitches of each group of double crochets. Refer to the chart and continue crocheting downward. When you reach the corner, refer to the chart. Crochet the corresponding stitches on the far left double crochet and the turning chain. The method is symmetrical to the right corner. Continue crocheting the side edges using the same method as before. The row numbers in the small sample are fewer, and the gaps are not for reference. Pay attention to crocheting based on the pattern chart. After completing the last pattern A, crochet 4 chain stitches. Crochet 3 double crochets on the last single crochet of row 1. You can insert and crochet into the single crochet stitch. Row 1 is now complete. Continue with row 2. Start with chaining 3. Connect the next chain position to the circle on the left. Remove the hook. Turn your work over. Insert the hook into the circle. Draw the loop through. Chain 1. This will connect it to the lace trim. Then crochet 3 double crochets on the edge stitch of the previous row. And 3 chain stitches. In the middle hole of pattern A on the left side, work a DC2 bobble. First, make 2 incomplete double crochets. Yarn over once. Insert into the corresponding position. Pull the yarn through. There are 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over, draw through the first 2 loops. The first stitch is complete. Next, work the second stitch in the same position. Yarn over. Insert the hook. Draw the yarn through. Yarn over again. Draw through the first 2 loops. The second stitch is complete. Yarn over one last time, and draw through in once. The DC2 bobble stitch is done. We'll call it DC2 bobble from now on. Continue with 3 chain stitches. Crochet 1 DC2 bobble in the same space again. Start with 2 incomplete double crochets. Finally, yarn over and draw through all loops. A DC2 bobble is complete. Chain 3. Crochet 3 more DC2 bobble in the same space. Chain 3 as a transition. We will treat these 5 DC2 bobble stitches, and the chains between them, as one bobble pattern set. Continue with 3 chain stitches. Work pattern B correspondingly into the pattern B hole. Below, work bobble patterns on pattern A. Continue working pattern B over pattern B, chain 3 as a transition. Pay attention to the corners in the 2 chain stitch space. Crochet 1 pattern B separately, with 1 chain stitch as transition. Continue working according to the previous pattern. Mind the stitch changes at the corners. After completing the final chain of 3, work 3 double crochets into the edge double crochet from the row above. Row 2 is completed. Move on to row 3. Start with 3 chain stitches. Then crochet 1 slip stitch, and join it with the circle of the lace trim. Work in the same way as the beginning of row 2. Remove the crochet hook. Turn your work over. Draw the yarn through the circle. Chain 1. Join completed. From the next row, begin each row using this method to connect at the corresponding position with the lace trim. Begin with crocheting 1 double crochet on the edge stitch. Then 1 chain stitch and 2 double crochets. Continue to follow the pattern chart for corresponding stitch techniques. The stitch pattern at the next corner will change. Please continue to complete it. For the following rows, continue to work back and forth while referring to the chart. At the start of each row, join with the lace trim. Pay attention to the insertion position for the first and last stitches, and the changes in the stitch pattern at the corners. Please complete it by yourself. After completing the last row, slip stitch at the tip of the lace flower edge. Leave a yarn tail about 1 times longer than the lace trim for sewing. That concludes the explanation of crocheting section 2. Next, let's learn how to sew. Place the lace piece right side facing up, aligning the yarn with the position above the buttonhole. Sew together along the insertion points of the first row of the piece, matching up with the stitch positions of the circle below the buttonhole. Mind the seam of the fabric piece is in the centered position of the buttonhole. Here you can connect it, or leave a gap. Just ensure that the lace fabric piece is evenly closed to the main fabric. Try to keep both sides as symmetrical as possible. For the specific method, please refer to the demonstration. Here I will demonstrate using a small sample. First, cut a length of thread and insert it into the sewing needle. The yarn for the small sample is chosen randomly. Roughly secure the sewing position in place. You can first find the middle position of the lace trim. And match it with the centered position of the main part. Check if the position on the other side fits properly. and then secure it. The fabric piece length for this swatch is random. Secure the other side in the same way. After securing everything well, it's time to formally start sewing below. Insert the reserved yarn tail into the sewing needle. Pick up strands below the buttonhole position, and sew together with lace trim. For a nicer appearance at the edge position, you can fold it inward slightly. Every time you sew, you need to carry the yarn across the fabric. And try not to leave obvious seams on both the right and wrong sides. This is the securing yarn. Pay attention to keeping the fabric flat. Sew all positions following this method. You can also fold the ending position a bit. After securing well, tie off, and weave in the ends neatly. You can now remove the securing yarn. Tidy it up. Fold down the section with the yarn. That's how you complete the lace fabric piece. Next, learn the decorative flowers, including tulip flowers, leaves and sewing. Start by crocheting the tulip blossom. It includes the inner petals, outer petals, and pistils assembly. First, learn how to make the inner and outer petals. Both use the magic ring method to start. Crochet in rounds counterclockwise. The methods are similar. Note that you can leave the yarn tail of the starting chain a bit longer for the inner petals, which will be used for sewing later. The new stitches used are half double crochets and SC2 tog. Note that the finished product is crocheted with hand-dyed yarn. The effect of crochet will be different, depending on the colors you choose. Everyone can choose the corresponding color to crochet according to your preference. For the specific crochet method, please refer to the demonstration. First, start with a magic ring. Here, you can use the adjustable magic ring method. Wrap the yarn tail once around your left little finger. Thread it through between your middle finger and index finger. Pinch the yarn tail with your thumb and middle finger. Hold the crochet hook with your right hand. Place it on the right side of the yarn. Wrap the yarn counterclockwise around. Pinch the crossing point of the loop with your left thumb and middle finger. Make sure the loop is large. Then place the hook to the left side of the yarn. Yarn over. Draw the yarn through. The magic ring is now completed. Start with the first round. Work 1 chain as the beginning chain for the single crochet, yarn over. Pull the yarn through. 1 chain stitch is done. The turning chain for single crochet doesn't count as 1 stitch. Move on to work 1 single crochet. Insert the hook into the magic ring. Yarn over. Draw the yarn through. There are 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over again. And draw through in once. 1 single crochet is completed. There are 2 strands of yarn, in a V shape at the top right of the single crochet. This is the stitch of a single crochet. 1 stitch represents 1 hook. Continue with the second single crochet. Insert into the large space. Pull the yarn through. Yarn over. Draw through the 2 loops on hook. Another single crochet is done. Refer to the chart. There are 6 single crochets in total for this round. Continue and finish the remaining 4 stitches. The third stitch. The fourth stitch. The fifth stitch. The sixth stitch. After completion, leave the magic ring as it is for now, for convenient assembly later. We will take the side with clearer texture as the right side. Place the starting tail on the right side. Then find the first single crochet stitch. If you're not sure, you can count back 6 stitches from the last one. On this stitch, make 1 slip stitch to join. Insert the hook. Yarn over. Draw through all the loops on the hook in one go. Slip stitch completed. This V shape is the braid formed by the slip stitch. The joining slip stitch does not count as a stitch, you need to tighten it. To avoid crocheting extra stitches later. That's it for the first round. Move on to round 2. Work 1 chain as the turning chain for single crochet, yarn over. Pull the yarn through. Chain stitch is done. Pay attention, the turning chain for single crochet doesn't count as 1 stitch. This won't be repeated later on. Then, in the first single crochet stitch of the previous round, which is the same insertion point as the slip stitch you just made, work 1 single crochet. Then work 11 chains. After completing, find the third chain from the end. In this chain, pick up the half loop above, which is one of these strands of yarn, to work one single crochet. Continue on the adjacent chain to the left. Pick up the half loop above, and work one single crochet. Following the same method, continue picking up the top loops of the chains and working corresponding single crochets, completing the remaining 7 chain spaces. After completing, on the adjacent single crochet to the left below, pick up the stitch and work one single crochet. For convenience in explanation, we refer to the part that has already been crocheted as a group. Continue with the second group. First, on the adjacent stitch to the left, work one single crochet. Then crochet 11 chain stitches. After completing, starting from the third to last chain stitch position, pick up the front loop above, and work single crochets evenly. Work a total of 9 single crochets. After completing, on the adjacent stitch to the left below, work one single crochet. Another cluster is completed. Continue with the same method to complete the third group. After completing, on the first single crochet stitch, join with a slip stitch, insert the hook, yarn over, and pull through all loops at once. Tighten. That's it for the second round. Now continue to the third round. Work one chain. Then make one single crochet in the first single crochet stitch. Next, locate the second to last stitch of these 9 single crochets. Work one single crochet in the insertion position of this stitch. Then work one half double crochet In the adjacent insertion position on the left side, yarn over once. Insert the hook. Pull the yarn through. There are 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over. Pull through all loops at once. 1/2 double crochet is completed. It matches the V-shaped stitch on the top right. Continue to work the second half double crochet. In the adjacent insertion position on the left side, yarn over once. Insert the hook. Draw the yarn through. Yarn over. Pull through all 3 loops on your hook at once. Another half double crochet is done. Repeat this process. Continue to work 1/2 double crochet in each of the 4 insertion positions on the left side separately. After completing, in the adjacent insertion position on the left side, work 1 single crochet. Then pick up a few strands at the top. Work 1 single crochet. Note that, do not pick up the stitch from this single crochet. In the same insertion position, work another single crochet. Then work 1 chain stitch. Continue in the same insertion position, work 2 single crochets. After completing, this part might cover the adjacent single crochet stitch on the left side. You can move the completed section slightly to the right. Next, work 1 single crochet. Work 1 single crochet. Continue picking up stitches, and work 6 half double crochets and 2 single crochets. The last single crochet should perfectly be worked into the last stitch of the 9 single crochets from the previous round. For convenience in explanation, let's consider the part we've crocheted as one group. Continue with the second group. Skip 1 stitch first. Work 1 single crochet into the second stitch from the left. Then, work 1 single crochet. Into the insertion point of the second to last stitch of these 9 single crochets. Next, at the insertion position on the left, work 6 half double crochets and 1 single crochet in sequence. After completing, pick up a few threads at the top, and work 2 single crochets at the same time. Pay attention, do not insert into the stitch of this single crochet. Work 1 chain and 2 single crochets. After finishing, on the left stitch, work 1 single crochet, 6 half double crochets and 2 single crochets in sequence. So, the second group is completed. With the same method, continue to finish the third group. After completing, join with a slip stitch into the first single crochet stitch. Tighten it. The third round is now complete. Continue to work on the fourth round. Before crocheting, secure the yarn in place. Enlarge the loop. Pull the crocheted part through the loop. Tighten it. Next, locate the third to last stitch, which is the last half double crochet you worked. Insert the hook into the stitch. Draw the yarn through. Gently straighten the carrying yarn. Don't pull it too tight. Then, the yarn has been transitioned. Next, skip the 4 single crochets at the bottom, and on the first half double crochet stitch on the left side, work 1 single crochet. Don't make the single crochet too loose. Then, work 5 half double crochets in sequence. After completing them, on the adjacent stitch on the left side, work 1 half double crochet and 1 single crochet at the same time. Next, on the adjacent stitch on the left side, work 1 single crochet. Continue on the adjacent stitch on the left side, and work 2 half double crochets at the same time. After completing them, on the chain stitch position on the left side, work 1 single crochet. Pay attention not to pick up the stitch on this single crochet on the left. If you can't find it accurately, an approximation position will do. Next, on the adjacent stitch on the left side, work 2 half double crochets at the same time. Continue by working one single crochet on the left. Then, on this stitch on the left side, work one single crochet and one half double crochet at the same time. After completing it, work 5 half double crochets evenly in sequence. Not counting the starting single crochet, we will consider the completed part as a group. After finishing one group, continue with one SC2 tog. First, on the adjacent stitch on the left side, work one incomplete single crochet, insert the hook, and draw the yarn through. This is the incomplete single crochet. Make sure the loops on the hook are not too loose. Skip 4 single crochets below, on the first half double crochet stitch of the next group. Continue with one more incomplete single crochet. Insert the hook into the stitch, and pull the yarn through. Similarly, ensure the loop is not too loose. Then yarn over. Draw the yarn through all loops at once. One SC2 tog is now completed. Move on to the next group. That is, start from the adjacent stitch on the left side, work 5 half double crochets evenly. Then, crochet one half double crochet, and one single crochet into the adjacent stitch on the left. Continue into the adjacent stitch on the left side, crochet one single crochet. Work 2 half double crochets into the adjacent stitch on the left side. Once done, crochet one single crochet into this chain stitch position. Then work the symmetrical stitches for the other side. Continue all the way down with 5 half double crochets in a row. Another group is now finished. Continue with one SC2 tog, that is, start from the adjacent stitch on the left side, and the first half double crochet stitch of the next group. Work one incomplete single crochet into each of these stitches. Then yarn over. Draw the yarn through all loops at once. Another SC2 tog is now completed. Continue to finish the remaining group. After completing, join with a slip stitch into the starting single crochet stitch. Tighten it up. Then make 1 chain stitch to secure. Stretch the loop. Leave a tail of about 10 centimeters. Cut the yarn. Pull tight. Finally, make sure the right side texture is facing out. Hide the ending yarn tail inside with a few stitches. Then bring it through the center hole to the outside. Now, the crocheting method for the inner petals is complete. You just need to finish all the remaining inner petals. Let's continue learning the crocheting method for the outer petals. The starting chain and the first round are exactly the same as the inner part. The stitch pattern for round 2 is roughly the same as the inner petals, except that here you need to crochet 3 more chain stitches and 3 single crochets for each group. Please referring to the previous demonstration and following the pattern chart, crochet the first 2 rounds. I've already finished them. After completing, I'll continue demonstrating the third round. Work 1 chain, then crochet 1 single crochet in the first single crochet. Next, find the insertion point of the second to last single crochet here. Work 1 single crochet. At the adjacent insertion point on the left side, work 1/2 double crochet. Continue at the next adjacent insertion point on the left, and work 1 double crochet, yarn over once. Insert the hook, and draw the yarn through. There will be 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over again, pull the yarn through the first 2 loops. You will have 2 loops remaining. Yarn over again, pull through all loops at once. 1 double crochet is completed. There will also be a V-shaped stitch corresponding to the top right. At the adjacent insertion point on the left side, continue with 1 double crochet, yarn over once, and insert your hook. Pull the yarn through. There will be 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, and pull the yarn through the first 2 loops on the hook. Repeat this process twice. Another double crochet is done. Following this method, continue to work 4 more double crochets evenly. After completing them, work 2 half double crochets correspondingly. We've reached the spot where we need to crochet short stitches and chain stitches. The stitch pattern matches the corresponding position of the inner petals. Please follow the chart to crochet this part, and finish the remaining section, all the way down to the last single crochet stitch position. Consider the completed section as one group. Continue to finish the remaining 2 groups. After completing them, join with a slip stitch into the first stitch. That's it for the third round. Continue with the fourth round. The crocheting method for this round is roughly the same as the inner petals. First, secure the yarn in place. Then, transition the yarn to the last half double crochet position you worked, which is the third stitch from the end. Next, on the first half double crochet of the first group, work 1 single crochet. Continue referring to the chart and complete all the double crochet stitches on this side. After completing them, work 1 SC2 tog over these 2 half double crochet stitches. Please refer to the chart to crochet the entire round. After completing it, join with a slip stitch on the first single crochet stitch. Then fasten off normally. Hide the yarn tail inside and thread it through the loop to bring it out to the outside. Now, the crocheting method for the outer petals is also explained. Similarly, crochet the remaining outer petals and set them aside for later use. After completing both the inner and outer petals, the next step is to assemble the pistils. First, take out the inner petals and 5 pistils. Neaten up the pistils. Fold them in half. Insert the hook into the starting chain hole. Thread the starting tail through the darning needle. Tighten it. Pass through the folded part of the pistils. Adjust the length of the pistils. The exact length can be determined according to your preference. Secure it at the starting point. After completing, tie a knot. Weave in the other yarn tail. Then take out the outer petals. Tighten the starting tail. Weave in the yarn tail inside the fabric. Next, place the inner petals into the outer petals. Pay attention to align the starting points. Stagger the petals. Use the yarn tail to secure the starting point. Finally, tie a knot. Leave the remaining yarn tail untreated for now, it will be used for sewing later. This way, the pistil is assembled. One tulip flower is also completed. You can assemble other flowers in the same way. Next, we'll learn how to make leaves. They are divided into large leaves and small leaves. For the large leaves, we will use the foundation chain method to start. Crochet in rounds counterclockwise. For the specific technique, please refer to the demonstration. Start by casting on. Hang the yarn with your left hand. Hold the hook with your right hand. Place the hook on the right side of the yarn. Wrap the yarn counterclockwise. Pinch the crossing point of the loop with your left thumb and middle finger. Then put it on the left side of your yarn. Yarn over. Draw the yarn through. This starting knot doesn't count as one stitch. Pull tight. Pay attention. The loop on the hook shouldn't be too tight, otherwise, it will be difficult to continue crocheting. Start with a chain stitch, until you reach the required number of stitches. You can see. This is what it looks like after starting with a chain stitch. Now move on to the first round. Work one chain as the turning chain for the single crochet. Next, locate the second to last chain stitch. On this chain stitch, pick the top half loop, and work 2 single crochets at the same time. Once completed, work 1 single crochet on each of the 2 chains on the left side separately. For the following part on this side, continue to pick up the top half loop of the chains and crochet. Please refer to the pattern chart, and work the corresponding number of half double crochets, half double crochets and single crochets, all the way down until 1 chain stitch is left. After completing it, on the last chain stitch, work 2 single crochets. Then, crochet a CH3SL picket. From now on, we'll call it a picket stitch. Start with 3 chain stitches. Then pick up the front loop of the short needle below. Which is the strand of yarn closer to you? And the strand on the left side. Work 1 slip stitch. That completes 1 picket stitch. Continue in the same insertion point as the previous 2 single crochets. Crochet 1 single crochet. After completing it, Start from the adjacent chain stitch on the left side. Pay attention, do not insert the hook into the same placement as the previous 3 chains. Pick up the remaining 2 strands of yarn. That is, the identical insertion point, on this side of the stitch pattern. Work the same stitch technique as on this side, until there is only one insertion point left. Place the yarn tail above the crochet hook. Crochet while wrapping the yarn inside. After completing, at the starting insertion point, crochet 3 single crochets simultaneously. Finally, join with a slip stitch into the first stitch. Then, the first round is complete. We also consider the side with clearer texture as the right side. Continue to crochet the second round. Start from the first stitch position. Correspondingly crochet in identical stitches as below. Keep going until you finish this picket stitch, and match it with the adjacent right position of the single crochet below. After completing, crochet 1 single crochet into this single crochet stitch. This stitch might be a little puckered. If it's hard to find, you can simply pick up 2 strands and crochet into them. Next, in the chain space of this picket stitch, crochet 2 single crochets. Similarly, if you can't find the hole precisely, just pick up a few strands and crochet into them. After completing the 2 single crochets, crochet 1 CH3SL picket. That is, start by crocheting 3 chain stitches first, then pick up the front loop of the current stitch, and 1 strand from the left side, and crochet 1 slip stitch. The picket stitch is now complete. Continue to work 1 single crochet in the chain space of the picket stitch, which is the same insertion point for these 2 single crochets. Then, on the left stitch, crochet in the same stitch pattern as below, in sequence. Keep going until you finish the last stitch. Finally, join with a slip stitch. Now, we've covered the second round. Next, I'll demonstrate the final round using a small sample. Start with 1 chain stitch as your beginning chain, then work 1 single crochet into each stitch. Complete the stitch position on the right side of the picket stitch. Crochet 3 single crochets into the chain space from the previous round's picket stitch. Continue making corresponding single crochets afterward. Finish with a slip stitch. Leave a yarn tail of about 30 centimeters, then cut the yarn. That completes the large leaf. You can crochet the other large leaves using the same method. Next, let's learn how to make the small leaves. We will start from foundation chain. Crochet in rounds counterclockwise. Please watch as I demonstrate the specific crochet method. Start with a chain stitch. After completing it, move on to the first round. Begin with 3 chain stitches as the turning chain. On the 4th to last chain stitch, pick up the half loop above and work 2 double crochets. Then refer to the chart and crochet corresponding stitches onto the chain. Start at this insertion position. Work 2 double crochets. Then finish with a slip stitch into the turning chain. The first round is complete. Continue to crochet the second round. Start with 1 chain stitch as the turning chain. Crochet 2 single crochets into the foundation chain below. Then pick up the corresponding stitches and work single crochets. Work 3 single crochets into the picket stitch hole. Then continue crocheting single crochets. After finishing the last stitch position, crochet 1 single crochet into the slip stitch position from the previous round. Then finish with a slip stitch. Leave a 30 centimeters tail and cut the yarn. That concludes the explanation of crocheting the small leaves. Finally, sew on the decorative flowers. Start by sewing the large leaves. Sew onto the main part, at the opening position of the lace fabric piece. The large leaves are staggered and appear in a dispersed pattern. You can decide the exact placement based on your preference. The leaves facing one side have their opening positions toward the other side, making the leaf shape natural. Please refer to the demonstration for the sewing method. Here, I'll demonstrate using a small sample. Weave in the large leaves yarn tails with a sewing needle, folding the leaves with the right side facing out. Place it in a suitable position. The sample placement is random. Sew along the edge and secure it to the main piece. After securing a certain distance, you can just fix the side that attaches to the main body afterward. The tip doesn't need to be secured. The exact length for securing can be adjusted according to the effect you want. Finally, tie off and weave in the ends. Everyone can complete this step. This is the sewing method for the large leaves. Next, we'll attach the flowers and small leaves. The flowers are distributed at the bottom of the main body and around the opening of the lace fabric piece. This creates a bouquet-like effect overall. Small leaves are placed between the bottom flowers. The exact quantity and position can be determined based on your preference and the remaining yarn. Please watch as I demonstrate the sewing method. Start by securing the flowers. Use the reserved yarn tail to sew and fix it onto the main body. Pull the yarn slightly tight. This will make it more three-dimensional. You can also slightly secure the outer petals based on your preference. So that the petals spread out nicely. After securing, tie a knot and weave in the ends. Attach the small leaves between the flowers. Make sure the right side with clear texture is facing up. Only sew one end of the yarn tail. Finally, tie off and hide the tail. Everyone can follow this method to secure all the flowers and small leaves. That concludes the explanation of how to make the decorative flowers. Finally, attach the accessories, including D-ring, strap and ribbon. Please watch as I demonstrate the specific making method. Start by attaching the D-ring. Here, I'll use a small sample for the demonstration. Take a piece of yarn from the main crocheted piece and thread it into a yarn needle. Place the D-ring on both sides of the lace fabric opening. Position it below the main buttonhole in the same row. Both sides should be centered and symmetrical. Once the position is confirmed, sew it together. Stitch a few more times for reinforcement. Secure tightly, then tie a knot. Hide the yarn tails separately. Install the other side symmetrically. Everyone can now complete this step. That's how you properly sew on the D-ring. Next, attach the strap to the D-ring. Secure the other end in the same way. The strap is now installed. Finally, take out the ribbon. The actual project needs 130 centimeters. You can choose the length based on your preference. Trim both ends a little. In the sample, the ribbon color is random. Please refer to the finished product and the actual project. Burn the edge slightly. Treat the other end the same way. Then insert it through the buttonhole from the opening of the lace fabric piece. Finally, tie a knot. This way, the ribbon is installed. The accessories have also been explained. Up to this point, the entire bag has been fully explained. If you have any questions during the process, don't hesitate to reach us via our website, Susan's Family. Supporting your handwork experience, sharing the joy of life. Thank you all for watching. See you in the next episode.